All right, let's talk about something that's, well, probably a little too familiar.
You've asked for a simple favor, right? But it just goes completely sideways.
Maybe you ask them to do the dishes, but they come out, well, still greasy.
Or, hey, could you book that flight? And, oops, it's for the wrong date.
Even something simple like grabbing groceries can go wrong. How are they already bad?
And then you get that look, followed by the classic excuse. You know the one.
Well, this whole act, it has a name. And yeah, it's totally a strategy. It even has another name, because this is no accident. It's a full-on tactic.
So you might think it's just laziness, but what's really happening is a performance. See, by doing such a terrible job, they're actually making it harder for you.
They're basically training you to think it's just easier to do it yourself. Sound familiar?
So let's break down how this works. It's actually a pretty calculated process.
You see, this is all about wearing you down over the long haul. It's a game of endurance.
And the entire thing really just hinges on a single bet that they're making.
What they're really doing is fighting a war against your standards. So what's your next move?
You know, you ask for help, but what you get back is just wrong.
And you're left staring at this gap between how it's done and how it's done right. That feeling of anxiety? Well, guess what? The other person is totally counting on it.
This isn't just a simple mistake. It's a calculated move. And it actually has a name.
So how does this whole weaponized incompetence thing actually work?
Well, it's kind of like a parasite. It's looking for a very specific type of host.
It all boils down to one simple thing. One of you just cares way more than the other.
And those high standards you have? Yep, they're being used against you.
They are literally holding your own competence hostage. It's a brilliant, terrible trap.
It's a pretty clear 4-step playbook designed to make you do the work.
And here's the twist. You're not being controlling. You're just trying to stop the anxiety they caused.
Think about that. They take your greatest strength and turn it into your biggest weakness.
So being good at things becomes the very reason you end up doing all the things.
You're calling the shots, correcting the mistakes. Looks like you're in charge, right?
But let's dig a little deeper. Who really holds the cards here? It's not who you think.
This whole thing actually has a name. It's called the tyranny of the weak. And it's wild.
So how does it work? Well, they start by acting like a helpless kid who just can't do anything right.
And what does that do? It shoves you right into the role of the responsible parent.
Now, being the parent feels pretty important, right? High status, but trust me, it's a total trap.
See, as the parent, you're stuck with all the work, the logistics, and them, they're free to just play.
Let's just call it what it is. In this setup, the parent is really just a servant. Okay, but why? What's the ultimate prize for all this manipulation? What are they really trying to get?
It's way bigger than just getting out of one chore. They're after the most valuable thing there is.
And that prize? It's leisure time. Plain and simple. Your effort is literally buying their freedom.
Think about it like this. You're busy redoing a job they messed up. And what are they doing? Kicking back, watching TV. Your work becomes their playtime.
By pretending they can't do it, they've basically turned you into their own personal employee.
And what do you get paid? Just the feeling of being in control. It's not real.
Meanwhile, they get the real prize, all that free time that used to be yours.
This chart shows the whole switcheroo. The illusion is you're the manager. The reality? You're the servant.
See, the real issue isn't about the physical task. It's about something called the mental load.
Basically, it's all the thinking work, noticing, planning, and remembering what needs to get done.
This means you become the invisible project manager for, well, pretty much everything.
Let's take something super simple, like buying milk, and see all the hidden steps involved.
So you can see there's a big difference between the thinking work and the doing work.
One is visible and easy to ask for. The other, totally invisible and completely exhausting.
And this is where things get tricky, with a tactic called weaponized incompetence.
The whole point is to make asking for help more work than just doing it yourself.
They pull this off by making sure you still have to do all the thinking work.
It might start with a lot of questions that force you to make all the little decisions.
Or they might act like they don't know basic info, keeping the mental effort all on you.
And then they need you to break it down into tiny little steps for them to follow.
Let's be clear, this isn't actually sharing the load at all.
The burden isn't shared, it's just shifted from your hands right into your head.
All that managing and directing just drains your cognitive battery, you know?
And that's why you can feel totally exhausted without even doing the physical task yourself.
So it's worth asking yourself, who's carrying the mental load in your life?